shocking dark side of Hollywood's beauty obsession. Imagine having those iconic looks that millions adore, only to watch them fade away after going under the knife one too many times. From subtle procedures that spiraled out of control to complete facial overhauls, these once gorgeous stars are now nearly unrecognizable. Get ready as we dive into the cautionary tales of famous celebrities whose pursuit of perfection turned into a nightmare. Donatella Versace. What a transformation journey. This fashion powerhouse once embodied classic Italian elegance, especially in the late 90s after the tragic loss of her brother, Gianni Versace. But as the 2000s rolled around, fans couldn't help but notice that Donatella's iconic look was starting to change. And not in the subtle way she might have hoped. The first major change? Her nose. What was once a naturally broader feature became suspiciously more refined, hinting at rhinoplasty. And that was just the beginning. Her smooth, lively complexion soon took on a wax-like tightness, likely from multiple facelifts that left her skin looking permanently pulled. Then there were the lips. Oh, those lips. Once understated, they swelled into an exaggerated pout, thanks to fillers that had everyone talking. Not to be outdone, her cheeks appeared fuller and more sculpted, suggesting cheek fillers or implants that gave her face a striking, almost unrecognizable look. Even her eyes got the treatment, likely with a blepharoplasty to lift those lids and erase any trace of puffiness. In the end, Donatella's transformation became a topic of endless debate in Hollywood. But while her journey was all about keeping up appearances, wait until you hear about the next celebrity who went under the knife and ended up with a completely different kind of story. Carol Bryan's story is a cautionary tale that proves beauty shortcuts can take a sharp detour into disaster. This Florida native thought she was just getting a little touch-up when she opted for dermal fillers in 2009 at the age of 47. But instead of the youthful glow she hoped for, Carol found herself facing a nightmare. Thanks to a mix-up involving silicone and other fillers injected into her forehead and cheeks, her face began to swell like a balloon on the verge of popping. Within months, things got so out of hand that her forehead actually drooped over her eyes, making it nearly impossible for her to see without resorting to taping her skin back. Yes, seriously. The ordeal left her with a face that seemed to change shape daily as the fillers expanded and contracted in ways that defied all logic. Desperate to fix the damage, Carol tried corrective surgeries, but they only made things worse. After years of isolation and hiding from the world, she finally found a lifeline in Dr. Reza Jarrahi and Dr. Brian Boyd, who performed an intense 17-hour surgery to rebuild her forehead. While they managed to save her life, she tragically lost vision in one eye. Today, Carol's journey has transformed her into an advocate for safer cosmetic practices, warning others of the hidden risks lurking behind quick-fix procedures. Jocelyn Wildenstein, better known as Catwoman in the tabloids, might just hold the title for one of the most dramatic facial overhauls in history. Her cosmetic journey kicked off in the 1990s during her marriage to billionaire Alec Wildenstein. Inspired by her husband's love for exotic cats, Jocelyn took the idea of beauty to a whole new and very literal level. And when we say she went all out, we're talking millions spent on surgeries to achieve those feline features. The most iconic part of her transformation? Her eyes. After multiple blepharoplasty procedures, her eyes took on that permanent upward slant, giving her a constant, mysterious cat gaze. And let's not skip over those cheekbones. Thanks to implants and fillers, her face now sports angles that could probably cut through glass. Critics have called it extreme, but Jocelyn insists her look is all about embracing her unique Swiss heritage, not a result of going overboard with the scalpel. Today, at 84, Jocelyn is still living her best socialite life. completely unbothered by all the chatter. While her quest for feline beauty has made her a legend in the world of extreme makeovers, the next story is about a celebrity whose transformation was more of a cautionary tale than a fashion statement. Rajee Narinesingh's story is one of the wildest cautionary tales in the world of cosmetic procedures gone horribly wrong. Back in 2005, Rajee was looking to enhance her facial features on a budget, but instead of a beauty boost, she ended up with a nightmare. The so-called doctor she trusted gave her injections that were less medical grade and more hardware store special, a toxic mix of cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. The result? Her skin hardened into painful, lumpy masses that left her cheeks looking like a botched sculpture project. Rajee's cheeks, which she had hoped would look fuller and more contoured, became bumpy and misshapen, making her nearly unrecognizable. For years, she hid away from the public, feeling too ashamed to show her face. It wasn't until she bravely appeared on the show botched that skilled surgeons stepped in to repair some of the damage. Even then, doctors couldn't fully remove the substances without risking more harm, leaving some nodules still visible beneath her skin. Despite everything, Rajee turned her story into one of resilience. Today, she embraces her unique journey and speaks out to warn others about the dangers of black market procedures. While her tale is one of hard-earned recovery, the next celebrity on our list chose cosmetic surgery in a way that left everyone speechless, but for completely different reasons. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Igor and Grichka Bogdanoff, the iconic French twins whose faces became more famous than their TV careers, but definitely not for the reasons they expected. In the 70s, they gained fame for their work in science fiction television, captivating audiences with their sharp jaws, high cheekbones, and dashing looks. But starting in the late 90s, their appearance took a turn that left everyone scratching their heads. Though they claimed it was all due to technological experiments, yes, really, the world couldn't help but suspect a bit of help from the surgeon's scalpel. One of the most eye-catching changes, those sky-high, bulbous cheekbones that seemed to defy the laws of anatomy. By the early 2000s, their faces looked stretched and alien-like, thanks to exaggerated chins and overly plumped lips. Add in a healthy dose of Botox and fillers, and their skin took on a smooth, almost waxy texture that wouldn't look out of place in a sci-fi flick. By the time they showed up at events like the Cannes Film Festival in 2009, their transformation was so extreme it sparked global chatter. Fans and critics alike started calling their look extraterrestrial, a nickname the brothers cheekily embraced. But while their otherworldly transformation left many people speechless, the next celebrity took facial enhancements to an even more jaw-dropping level. Anastasia Pokreshchuk. Talk about pushing the boundaries of beauty. This Ukrainian model and influencer has made a name for herself with one of the most extreme transformations in the cosmetic world, proudly holding the title for having the world's biggest cheeks. Starting her journey in her 20s, what began as a few subtle tweaks quickly snowballed into a look that's impossible to miss. Her cheeks are now filled to such an extent that they give her face an almost sculpted, angular appearance, turning heads for all the wild reasons. But the cheeks are just the beginning. To keep up with her new, exaggerated look, Anastasia also enhanced her lips, chin, and jawline, creating an overall aesthetic that's anything but subtle. The result? A dramatic, high-impact transformation that's as far from her youthful, natural look as you can get. Critics may call her appearance unnatural, but Anastasia couldn't be happier. She's openly shared that before her surgeries, she felt like a gray mouse, but now she sees herself as exotic and one of a kind. While her bold features certainly make a statement, Anastasia insists that her newfound confidence is worth every injection. Mickey Rourke's story shows that even when cosmetic surgery is necessary, the results can be a mixed bag. Back in the 1980s, Rourke was the epitome of rugged charm, with roles in films like 912 Weeks and Angel Heart cementing his status as a Hollywood heartthrob. But after stepping into the boxing ring, multiple facial injuries led him to undergo several surgeries to fix the damage. With 5 nose surgeries and extensive work on his shattered cheekbones, it seemed like a reasonable attempt to restore his former looks. However, things didn't quite go as planned. Post-surgery, Mickey's once chiseled features took on a more swollen, rounded appearance. His cheekbones, once sharp and defined, now looked fuller but oddly sculpted. Add in Botox and fillers, and his face developed a tight, almost wax-like smoothness, especially around the forehead and lips. Fans were torn. Some felt sympathy for the necessity behind his surgeries, while others couldn't help but criticize the drastic changes. In recent years, Mickey has been brutally honest, admitting that he went to the wrong guy for his repairs. Yet despite the physical changes, his talent never wavered. His powerful performance in The Wrestler reminded everyone that even if his appearance has evolved, his acting chops remain intact. Courteney Cox, proof that even Hollywood's most beloved faces can get caught up in the quest to turn back time. Known to millions as the fresh-faced Monica Geller from Friends, Courteney began her journey with cosmetic tweaks in a bid to stay youthful. It all started innocently enough with a little Botox here, a few fillers there, but over time, those subtle enhancements snowballed. Soon, her cheeks and forehead took on a tighter, more rigid appearance, leaving fans wondering why her once expressive features seemed so frozen. Courteney hasn't shied away from talking about her regrets. She candidly admitted that the fillers left her looking so unnatural that even she didn't recognize herself in the mirror. What was once a face known for its lively expressions became stiff, with cheeks that looked overly plumped and skin so taut it was giving doll vibes. The issue? The more she added, the more she felt like she needed to balance things out, leading to what she described as a domino effect of treatments. In 2017, she made the bold decision to dissolve her fillers and embrace her natural look, realizing that trying to freeze time came at too high a cost. Now, Courteney's all about letting those smile lines show, proving that aging gracefully can be even more beautiful. Priscilla Presley's story is a classic case of one cosmetic blunder spiraling into years of regret. Once celebrated for her timeless beauty, Priscilla's transformation took a disastrous turn back in 2003 when she made the unfortunate choice of trusting an unlicensed doctor, Daniel Serrano. This so-called doctor injected her face with industrial-grade silicone. Yes, the stuff they use for car parts, leaving her with lumps, paralysis, and scars. The result? A stiff, mask-like appearance that robbed her of her natural charm, particularly around her cheeks and lips. Despite trying to undo the damage with corrective surgery in 2008, the effects of that botched procedure were hard to shake. Her once beautiful high cheekbones turned puffy and overly filled, while her lips looked uncomfortably plumped. With additional facelifts and Botox, her face took on a waxy, stretched look, leaving her forehead and eyes almost frozen in place. That soft, expressive look that fans adored, practically erased. Things only got more complicated in 2019, when she underwent surgery to remove cancerous tissue from her nose. This procedure reportedly deepened her fixation with cosmetic work, leading her to seek even more treatments to cover up scars. Today, Priscilla's pursuit of eternal youth has left her looking almost unrecognizable from her Hollywood glory days. Sharon Osbourne, when even your partner can't recognize you, you know that cosmetic tweak went way off track. Always one to keep it real, Sharon has been super candid about her adventures in plastic surgery. She's openly shared, "I've had my boobies done twice, facelift, neck. but I've never touched my eyes or lips. No lippies for me. But it was her facelift in 2021 that really left its mark, and not in a good way. What she expected to be a simple refresh turned into a horror show. The surgery left her looking so off-kilter that Sharon joked she resembled Quasimodo, with one eye higher than the other and a twisted smile to match. The 5.5-hour procedure pulled her cheeks so tight, it gave her that stretched, almost frozen look that even CGI couldn't replicate. It wasn't just the look that was off. Sharon experienced significant pain during recovery and deeply regretted the decision. Even her husband, Ozzy, was taken aback by her new appearance, which says a lot considering his love for all things bizarre. This wasn't Sharon's first rodeo with facelifts. She's been through the ringer before, with procedures in 1987 and 2002. But after this latest disaster, she's officially thrown in the towel, vowing she's done with altering her looks. Katie Price. When you've had so many tweaks and nips, you have to wonder, do you even recognize yourself in the mirror? Once known for her natural beauty during her early modeling days, Katie has taken her love for cosmetic procedures to a whole new level. At this point, her transformation journey feels like it's never-ending. Her latest adventure? A 6th facelift that left her face so tight, it looks like it's been vacuum-sealed. The exaggerated lift around her brows gives her that permanently arched, Spock-like expression, something she's openly admitted she plans to fix in the next round of surgeries. Her cheeks, now plumped to the max with fillers, have shifted from the soft, natural contours she once had to a more exaggerated, almost doll-like fullness. And let's not forget those lips, which have been enhanced so many times, they look like they're always ready for a selfie. As for her nose, multiple rhinoplasties have turned it into a more sculpted, pinched version of its former self. But despite the critics, Katie isn't backing down. She's unapologetically compared her cosmetic touch-ups to routine car maintenance. Why stop when you can just keep upgrading? While Katie's transformations have been anything but subtle, she remains determined to perfect her look, even if it means more trips to the surgeon. Carrot Top, Hollywood's most famous red-headed comedian, has undergone one of the most talked-about transformations, and not just because of his outrageous props. Scott Thompson, better known by his stage name Carrot Top, has been dodging plastic surgery rumors for over a decade. Despite his repeated denials, fans can't help but notice that his face has changed more than the punchlines in his jokes. Let's talk about those brows. They've gone from natural to unnaturally arched, leading many to suspect a sneaky brow lift. And his once angular face? Now it's looking a whole lot fuller, sparking whispers of cheek implants or fillers. Add in the fact that his skin has transformed from a bit rough around the edges to flawlessly smooth, and people are convinced he's had some help from Botox or chemical peels. But Carrot Top swears it's all thanks to his hardcore workout routine and a healthy lifestyle. He's even joked that if he really had plastic surgery, he'd hope to look better than he does. Whether it's the gym or the surgeon's office that's behind his transformation, one thing's for sure. Carrot Top's ever-changing look keeps everyone talking. But if you think his journey was wild, wait until you hear about the next celebrity who took their plastic surgery obsession to jaw-dropping extremes. When it comes to plastic surgery obsession, few stories are as wild as that of Pete Burns. The flamboyant lead singer of Dead or Alive became just as famous for his ever-evolving face as he did for his 1980s hit You Spin Me Round. It all started innocently enough with a rhinoplasty to fix a broken nose, but that was just the beginning of Pete's transformation roller coaster. What followed was a whirlwind of procedures that turned his appearance into something almost unrecognizable. Let's talk about that nose. It went through 4 surgeries, each one making it smaller, sharper, and narrower until it looked like it belonged on a different face entirely. Once Pete got a taste for change, he didn't stop there. Cheekbone implants gave him that ultra-angular, sculpted look, making his cheeks so prominent they could practically cast shadows. But the pièce de résistance? His lips. After not one, but 2 lip augmentations, Pete ended up with lips so plump they looked ready to burst. In fact, complications from fillers got so bad that he eventually needed emergency surgery just to be able to open his mouth without pain. By the time he was done, Pete had reportedly undergone over 300 procedures, leaving his face drastically altered and making him a walking cautionary tale. Janice Dickinson. When it comes to chasing eternal youth, no one did it quite like her. Once crowned the world's first supermodel, Janice took her beauty game to extreme levels, transforming herself in ways even she couldn't have predicted. It all started innocently enough in her early 30s with a little breast augmentation. But oh boy, did things snowball from there. By the time she became a reality TV favorite, Janice had gone through multiple facelifts, liposuction sessions, and enough Botox to keep an entire spa in business. Her facelifts left her skin taut, so smooth you'd think she was trying to channel a wax statue version of herself. But that tightness came at a cost. It smoothed out the natural contours that once made her face so striking. The cheek implants gave her a sculpted look, but when paired with Botox and fillers, her expressions became as stiff as her comeback lines. And let's not forget about those lips. Plumped up to the max, they quickly became a focal point, often drawing more stares than compliments. Yet through all the public scrutiny, Janice remained as unapologetic as ever. She even made an appearance on Botched to fix a 30-year-old breast surgery gone wrong. But all that nipping and tucking didn't come cheap. It eventually led to financial troubles that ended in her filing for bankruptcy in 2013 over unpaid cosmetic bills. Simon Cowell. When your own kid asks what happened to your face, you know it's time to rethink your beauty regimen. The infamous music mogul and TV personality has been as open about his plastic surgery escapades as he's been ruthless with contestants. It all began innocently enough with a few Botox injections to keep those pesky wrinkles at bay, but Simon's quest for youth quickly escalated into more invasive territory. The real kicker? Those facelifts. What started as an attempt to turn back the clock ended up stretching his skin so tight, it looked like he was caught in a perpetual wind tunnel. His cheeks, once chiseled and defined, were lifted so high they practically touched his hairline, leaving him with a slightly startled expression. And let's talk about that jawline. Once his defining feature, it became softer and blurred, losing the sharp edges that made him look, well, like Simon Cowell. Even his eyes weren't safe. A couple of eyelid surgeries later, and he was left with lids so tight it seemed like he was always on the lookout for the next pop star. But the harshest critique came from his own son, little Eric, who couldn't help but wonder what had happened to Dad's face. Simon has since admitted that maybe he took things a bit too far, even comparing his look to something out of a horror film. Joan Rivers. Imagine going under the knife so many times that even your own reflection starts to feel like a stranger. The legendary comedian and TV host was just as known for her love affair with plastic surgery as she was for her razor-sharp wit. Joan dove into the world of cosmetic tweaks early, starting with an eye lift at the age of 32. From there, she never looked back, adding facelifts, Botox, nose jobs, and liposuction to her ever-growing list of enhancements. And she wasn't shy about it either. She owned it all with her trademark humor. Over the years, Joan's face went from naturally expressive to something much more polished. Her once soft, rounded features tightened up, especially after multiple facelifts and a brow lift that left her forehead smoother than a marble countertop, but just as stiff. The regular doses of Botox and fillers erased every hint of a wrinkle, but also left her with a face that didn't move much, turning her once vibrant expressions into something more doll-like. And that nose. After a few rhinoplasties, it became daintier, adding a touch more symmetry to her already transformed face. But Joan was never one to back down from a little criticism. She joked about her plastic surgery adventures, famously quipping that she was the poster girl for plastic surgery. While some may have called her look excessively altered, Joan embraced every procedure with pride. Heidi Montag, when one surgery just won't cut it, why not go for 10 in a single day? The reality TV star, best known for her role on The Hills, shocked everyone back in 2010 when she decided to undergo a jaw-dropping 10 plastic surgery procedures all at once. Talk about an extreme makeover. What started as a quest for perfection turned her fresh, natural look into something nearly unrecognizable overnight, sparking both fascination and controversy. Among the most drastic changes were those cheek implants, which swapped her once soft features for a more chiseled, sculpted look. And let's not forget the chin reduction that, instead of adding balance, left her jawline looking sharper than ever. Her second nose job refined her bridge and tip, creating a more pronounced and narrow profile. Oh, and that brow lift? It left her with a permanently surprised expression that made her eyes look almost cartoonishly wide. To top it all off, lip injections gave her that plumped pout that some fans found over the top. The result? A completely transformed face that left fans and critics divided. Some applauded her for boldly owning her choices, while others couldn't help but wonder if she'd taken things way too far in the name of beauty. Amanda Lepore. When it comes to transforming your look, she didn't just go big, she went legendary. Imagine altering yourself so drastically that you're practically a walking work of art. Amanda, a fixture in New York's nightlife and fashion scene, has turned heads for decades with her larger-than-life transformation. It all started when she was just a teenager. At 15, she had her first rhinoplasty, followed by gender reassignment surgery at 17. But that was only the beginning of her cosmetic adventure. Her enhancements include lip augmentations, multiple nose jobs, cheek implants, and an eyebrow lift to craft her signature pin-up look. Those plumped lips and heart-shaped cheeks? Purely intentional. And if you think that's extreme, she took it to the next level by removing some of her lower ribs to achieve an impossibly tiny waist. Now that's dedication to the hourglass figure. Her eyelid surgeries gave her that permanently wide-eyed, doll-like gaze, while Botox and fillers keep her skin as smooth as porcelain. Despite all the naysayers who've criticized her exaggerated appearance, Amanda owns her look like no one else. She's famously declared herself to have the most expensive body on earth and wouldn't change a thing. Lara Flynn Boyle. When the quest for eternal youth takes a detour, it can leave even Hollywood's finest almost unrecognizable. Once celebrated for her captivating roles in Twin Peaks and The Practice, Lara's changing appearance has sparked as much chatter as her acting chops. It all started in her 30s when the pressures of aging in Hollywood nudged her toward cosmetic procedures. From rhinoplasty and lip augmentation to Botox, and likely a brow lift and facelift, Lara went all in. The results? Her once sharp, natural features slowly became puffier and more swollen. Her lips, once subtle, transformed into something noticeably plumped and stretched, giving them a constantly swollen look. And let's not forget the Botox and fillers. They left her skin so smooth and tight it looked like she was in a perpetual battle with gravity. Her forehead and cheeks became so frozen that any hint of expression seemed to vanish, turning her once animated face into something more mask-like. Despite all the speculation, Lara has stayed tight-lipped, pun intended, about her cosmetic journey, leaving fans and experts guessing about the extent of her transformations. Yet, she remains an enigmatic figure. recently making a quiet comeback with roles in films like Death in Texas. Lil Kim. Her transformation has had more plot twists than a soap opera. What started out as a necessity turned into one of the most dramatic journeys in cosmetic history. Reportedly, Lil Kim's initial foray into plastic surgery was prompted by domestic abuse, which left her with a broken nose that needed multiple reconstructive surgeries. But once she entered the world of cosmetic tweaks, things snowballed from there. After that first rhinoplasty, her nose kept getting smaller and more defined, to the point where it was almost unrecognizable from her early music video days. But it didn't stop at her nose. Her cheeks underwent a major glow-up with the help of dermal fillers, giving her a fuller, sculpted look that was a far cry from her natural features. Combine that with a heavy dose of Botox, and her skin became so smooth and tight, you'd think she was permanently airbrushed. Unfortunately, it also meant her facial expressions were limited, leaving her looking a bit frozen in time. And then there's the speculation around her skin tone, which has noticeably lightened over the years. While fans and critics alike have speculated about skin bleaching, Lil Kim has consistently denied these rumors. Let's not forget those lips, plumped up to the max with likely lip augmentation, adding to her ever-changing look. Linda Evangelista, a cool sculpting catastrophe. Linda Evangelista, once the queen of the catwalk and a bona fide supermodel of the 90s, had the world at her feet and over 700 magazine covers to prove it. But even legends aren't immune to the allure of modern beauty fixes. In 2015 and 2016, Linda underwent 7 cool sculpting treatments, a non-invasive fat-freezing procedure designed to banish stubborn bulges. Unfortunately, this story didn't have a runway-ready ending. Instead of shrinking the fat, Linda experienced a rare side effect called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, PAH. Translation? The fat didn't just stick around. It got bigger, harder, and downright uncooperative. Areas like her chin, thighs, and chest became misshapen, leaving her iconic features permanently altered. And here's the kicker. This condition affects less than 1% of patients. Talk about being too unique to fail. Linda tried to fight back with 2 corrective liposuction surgeries in 2016 and 2017, but her condition didn't improve. Instead, it added more pain and extended her recovery time. The supermodel who once defined beauty and glamour found herself retreating from the public eye. Her career derailed and her confidence shattered. It's a heartbreaking chapter in a legendary career. But if you think this story is shocking, wait until you hear about the next celebrity whose beauty gamble didn't pay off. Spoiler alert, it's a jaw-dropper, literally. Lisa Rinna, the lip legacy that took a turn. Lisa Rinna, the bold and glamorous star of Days of Our Lives and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, was no stranger to the allure of cosmetic enhancements. In 1986, at just 20 years old, she made her first foray into surgery, inspired by the movie Beaches. Permanent silicone fillers gave her the famously plump lips that quickly became her signature look. But as the saying goes, what goes up must come down, or in this case, harden. Over the years, the silicone led to swelling and uneven lumps, transforming her trademark lips into a cautionary tale. By 2010, after nearly 25 years of grappling with the fallout, Lisa turned to a Beverly Hills specialist to remove some of the scar tissue. While the procedure helped, the damage couldn't be entirely undone, and lips weren't the only stop on her cosmetic adventure. Lisa added Botox, facial fillers, and breast augmentation to the mix, but the overuse of fillers left her face unnaturally taut, almost unrecognizable to longtime fans. In 2024, after facing a flood of public scrutiny, Lisa came clean about her regrets, admitting that certain fillers didn't suit her and had to be dissolved. Despite her attempts to course correct, her journey left undeniable marks, turning her transformation into a hot topic of conversation. Think this story is wild? The next star's reflection in the mirror feels like meeting a stranger, and trust us, it's a story you won't want to miss. Kenny Rogers, a gambler's bet on time. With a career spanning 6 decades, Kenny Rogers wasn't just a country music legend. He was a symbol of smooth charm and rugged masculinity. Known for iconic hits like The Gambler and Islands in the Stream, Rogers had a voice that could soothe souls and a persona that fans adored. But as the years rolled on and the spotlight never dimmed, he faced a harsh reality, aging in the public eye. In the late 1990s, feeling the pressure to maintain his image, Rogers turned to cosmetic surgery, a gamble he would come to regret. Among his procedures were facelifts and eyelid lifts, but the results were far from harmonious. His once natural features took on a perpetually tense look, with overly raised eyebrows that fans found jarring. The man who once embodied timeless masculinity now seemed a stranger, even to himself. Rogers later admitted that these surgeries didn't achieve the rejuvenation he'd hoped for and left him mourning the natural appearance he'd lost. Despite his regrets, Kenny Rogers never lost his place in the hearts of his fans. He remained an icon of country music and storytelling until his passing in 2020. But his story is a poignant reminder that even legends can struggle with the weight of time. And as we move on, the next star's attempt to defy aging brings its own set of unforgettable consequences. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Joan Van Ark, a cosmetic gamble gone awry. The iconic actress who stole hearts as Valene Ewing on the hit series Knots Landing once ruled the screen with her radiant charm and undeniable talent. But in her quest to keep time at bay, Joan's journey into cosmetic surgery became a cautionary tale. It all began in 1991 with a rhinoplasty that barely made a ripple, followed by eyelid surgery that left her eye area looking hollow and unnatural. Determined to hold on to her youthful glow, Joan doubled down in the early 2000s with facelifts, Botox, and chemical peels. Unfortunately, instead of turning back the clock, these interventions left her skin unnaturally taut and pale, with her cheekbones and mouth taking on an overly artificial look. By the time the Knots Landing 40th anniversary rolled around in 2020, her face had become a hot topic, with some comparing its appearance to melting wax, a harsh critique for a woman who once defined elegance. Joan's story is a sobering reminder of the risks tied to extreme cosmetic procedures. While her beauty may have been altered, her legacy as a talented actress remains. Cosmetic surgery promised to preserve youth, but for Joan, it served as a stark lesson. Sometimes less really is more. Up next, another star whose attempts to outsmart aging took an unforgettable turn. The Duchess of Alba, a noble face, altered by time. Maria del Rosario Cayetana, Fitzjames Stewart y Silva, the Duchess of Alba, was no stranger to extravagance. As one of the most titled nobles in history, she held over 40 titles and lived a life of unparalleled privilege. Yet, despite her vast fortune and esteemed lineage, her relentless pursuit of eternal youth became a tragic hallmark of her later years. Starting in the 1980s, the Duchess turned to cosmetic surgery to maintain her delicate, aristocratic features. Nose jobs, facelifts, lip fillers, and Botox injections became her go-to tools in the fight against time. However, these procedures, coupled with her diagnosis of Melkerson-Rosenthal syndrome, a condition that causes chronic facial swelling, only exacerbated the changes. Rather than restoring her youthful beauty, The surgeries distorted her face, leaving her skin unnaturally taut and uneven. By the time of her third marriage at 85, to a man 24 years her junior, Cayetana's appearance was nearly unrecognizable compared to her youthful self. Her altered face shocked the public and media alike, overshadowing the celebration of her love story. Despite her unmatched wealth, the Duchess's cosmetic journey serves as a poignant reminder that no amount of money can reverse time without consequence. The search for eternal youth often leads down a path where identity and natural beauty are sacrificed. Up next, another story of beauty gone awry. Don't look away. This one's a doozy. Michaela Romanini, a beauty obsession gone too far. Once hailed as Italy's answer to Paris Hilton, Michaela Romanini was the epitome of glamour and beauty in the 1990s. Her radiant looks and extravagant lifestyle made her a socialite sensation, but her story soon became a cautionary tale of excess. In pursuit of perpetual youth, Michaela ventured into the world of cosmetic enhancements, beginning with collagen injections to plump her lips and Botox to smooth her skin. Initially, these tweaks seemed to maintain her allure, but the allure quickly turned into an obsession. Over time, the fillers and Botox began to distort her natural beauty, creating an unnatural and artificial appearance. Corrective surgeries only compounded the problem, leaving her once elegant features barely recognizable. Ironically, her efforts to look younger had the opposite effect, aging her beyond her years and making her a target for public ridicule. Michaela's tragic transformation serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of overindulging in cosmetic procedures. While her story highlights the fine line between enhancement and excess, it also underscores the importance of embracing natural beauty and aging gracefully. And as we move on, the next story uncovers yet another tale of beauty pursuits that went awry. LaToya Jackson, a transformation that shocked the world. Transformation over the years left fans and critics alike doing double takes, not for her music, but for her dramatically altered face. While she found some solo success in the 1980s with her album My Special Love, LaToya never quite reached the stratospheric fame of her brother Michael. By the late 80s, however, she followed in his footsteps, not on stage, but into the world of cosmetic surgery. It all began with a nose job in the early 1990s, reportedly inspired by Michael's own procedures. But things didn't stop there. LaToya went on to experiment with facelifts, cheek implants, chin augmentation, and filler injections, resulting in a face that became sharper, tighter, and more wax-like with each procedure. Eyelid surgery gave her eyes a stretched, overly wide look, while puffed-up cheekbones and fuller lips added to an appearance that fans barely recognized. Her unnaturally taut smile even earned her comparisons to the Joker, making her transformation as much a cautionary tale as a spectacle. LaToya's cosmetic journey mirrored her brother's in many ways, erasing the soft beauty she once had and leaving her an enduring reminder of the risks of overdoing it. Her story is proof that sometimes chasing perfection can lead to losing what made you unique in the first place. Up next, another star whose quest for youth didn't go as planned. Dolly Parton, the queen of country's cosmetic journey. Once quipped that her ultimate goal was to look like a cartoon character, and with her larger-than-life personality and iconic style, she's come pretty close. As a country music legend with a career spanning over 5 decades, Dolly is as famous for her chart-topping hits as she is for her unforgettable look. But maintaining that youthful glow hasn't come without its fair share of cosmetic interventions. Her journey began in the 1980s with a nose job, brow lift, and eyelid surgery to combat sagging skin. While these procedures initially enhanced her appearance, they also softened some of her natural expressions. As time went on, Dolly doubled down with chin augmentations, facelifts, and Botox injections, which left her skin smooth but increasingly artificial. At 60, She underwent a facelift to tighten the skin around her face and neck, achieving a polished, youthful look that some would argue leaned a bit too far into plastic perfection. Dolly has always been candid about the ups and downs of her cosmetic journey, even admitting to post-surgery swelling and bruising. Still, in true Dolly fashion, she embraces it all with humor and grace, seeing it as the cost of keeping her signature image alive. After all, if anyone can pull off a cartoon character come to life, it's Dolly Parton. Stay tuned for another celebrity transformation that might just leave you speechless. Goldie Hawn, a quest for youth with unintended results. The bubbly, beloved star who charmed audiences for over 5 decades became the subject of scrutiny when her appearance began to change in unexpected ways. After stepping onto the red carpet at the 2014 Academy Awards, fans couldn't help but notice her once radiant face looking a little off. Cosmetic experts speculated that Botox and fillers had been used to plump her cheeks and under-eye area, but instead of a youthful glow, the result was puffiness that threw off her natural balance. By 2017, as Goldie returned to the big screen in Snatched, her taut skin raised even more eyebrows, mainly because hers seemed perpetually raised too. Excessive facelifts, particularly around her jawline and cheekbones, left her looking overly stretched, while eyelid surgery appeared to have removed a bit too much skin, giving her a surprised and stiff expression. Her nose also seemed narrower, possibly the result of rhinoplasty, but the change was so dramatic it created a disconnect from her signature look. Goldie's efforts to defy time unfortunately backfired, leaving her once natural smile rigid and her facial movements less flexible. Fans found themselves longing for the Goldie they knew and loved, whose radiant personality always shone through her features. Her story raises a poignant question. What happens when chasing youth causes you to lose the very charm that made you a star in the first place? Melanie Griffith, the price of perfection in Hollywood. The star of Working Girl and Body Double, once captivated audiences with her natural beauty and radiant charm. But the relentless pressure to stay youthful in Hollywood pushed her toward a cosmetic journey that didn't have the happy ending she hoped for. Starting in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Melanie turned to Botox, lip fillers, and facelifts. While the initial results were promising, the procedures began to take a toll over time. Her lips grew unnaturally plump, her skin tightened to the point of stiffness, and her once soft features gave way to a more artificial look. The overuse of fillers and Botox stripped her face of its natural expressiveness, making her transformation hard for fans to ignore. By 2017, Melanie admitted she hadn't realized how drastically her appearance had changed until others pointed it out. Though she tried to reverse some of the damage by dissolving fillers, the impact on her face and career was already significant. Melanie's story highlights the immense pressure Hollywood stars face to defy aging, often at the expense of the very beauty that made them icons. It's a sobering reminder that sometimes the pursuit of perfection can leave you further from it. Daryl Hannah, from screen icon to a new chapter. The ethereal star of Blade Runner and Splash once epitomized natural beauty and grace on the big screen. In the 1980s and 1990s, her striking features and undeniable talent propelled her to Hollywood stardom. But as the years passed, the relentless pressure to preserve her youthful glow led Daryl down a cosmetic path that didn't quite go as planned. By the early 2000s, rumors swirled that she had undergone eyelid surgery to combat sagging skin. Unfortunately, the procedure left the area around her eyes unnaturally tight, giving her a permanently surprised look that was anything but natural. She didn't stop there. Botox, lip fillers, and facelifts soon followed, leaving her cheeks overly puffed and her lips unnaturally full. Over time, her once radiant face took on a stiff, almost plastic-like quality that shocked her fans and impacted her ability to emote on screen. As she reached her 60s, Daryl's unrecognizable appearance began to overshadow her acting legacy, prompting her to step back from the limelight. Instead, she redirected her energy towards social causes, finding fulfillment in activism rather than Hollywood. A poignant reminder of the steep price of chasing eternal youth in an industry obsessed with appearances. Stay tuned for the next tale of beauty, fame, and the unpredictable consequences of going under the knife. Brigitte Nielsen, beauty transformed, identity reimagined. The towering Danish beauty who lit up the screen in Red Sonja and Rocky IV was an 80s icon known for her striking looks and commanding presence. But as the years went by, the pressures of aging in the spotlight led her to embrace cosmetic surgery, a journey she openly documented at 44 on the reality show From Old to New. The show captured her undergoing a slew of procedures, including facelifts, eyelid surgery, Botox, lip fillers, and liposuction. While the transformations initially seemed promising, the results over time told a different story. The facelifts stretched her skin to an almost plastic-like sheen, while the eyelid surgery narrowed her once expressive eyes, leaving them less natural and more mechanical. Now 61, Brigitte has admitted to being satisfied with her appearance, but it's clear that the surgeries have altered the distinctive features that once made her unforgettable. While her fight against aging may have helped her stay youthful, it also dimmed some of the personality and charm that defined her as a star. Yet her confidence in her choices serves as a reminder that beauty evolves, and sometimes reinvention is part of the journey. Stay tuned for the next chapter in the stories of transformation. Suzanne Somers, A Quest for Youthful Perfection. The bubbly actress who won hearts as Chrissy Snow on Three's Company was once celebrated for her vibrant charm and natural beauty. But in her quest to preserve her youthful glow, Suzanne's appearance took a dramatic turn that left fans scratching their heads. While she attributed her ageless look to hormones and supplements, many couldn't help but suspect that something a little more invasive was at play. Experts believe her transformation went far beyond skincare. Facelifts gave her skin an overly taut look, especially around her jawline, while Botox smoothed her forehead into a frozen, almost doll-like expression. Suzanne later admitted to using fillers, but regretted that some shifted over time, leading to results she found less than satisfying. Her plumped lips, along with a nose that appeared wider, added to the changes that made her nearly unrecognizable. Even her once distinct nasolabial folds vanished, another telltale sign of too much filler. While Suzanne remained a beloved figure, her transformation became a cautionary tale about the risks of going too far with cosmetic procedures. Suzanne's story highlights the pressures faced by stars to maintain youth in an industry that often values appearances above all else. Caitlyn Jenner, a transformation in the spotlight. Known for her groundbreaking journey as a transgender woman, has also made headlines for her evolving appearance. In 2015, Caitlyn underwent a 10-hour feminizing surgery that included eyebrow lifts, jawline sculpting, nose refinement, and cheek implants. The procedures softened her features, giving her a more feminine look with a defined jawline and contoured nose. This monumental surgery marked the first step in her transformation toward the appearance she envisioned. But Caitlyn's journey didn't stop there. Over the years, she's had additional procedures, including nose revisions, lip and cheek fillers, and Botox treatments to maintain a youthful glow. While these enhancements smoothed her forehead and lifted her eyebrows to wrinkle-free perfection, some have noted that her appearance has taken on an overly tight and frozen quality, particularly around her eyes and forehead. The changes to Caitlyn's look have sparked plenty of media buzz and mixed reactions from fans and critics alike. The complex relationship between cosmetic procedures and self-identity, reflecting how deeply personal and deeply scrutinized such transformations can be. Up next, another star's quest for perfection with results you won't believe. Donatella Versace, the fashion icon's bold transformation. The powerhouse behind Italy's high fashion empire has long been a symbol of luxury and glamour. But as the 2000s rolled in, her striking appearance began to shift, sparking endless debates among fans and critics alike. Following the tragic loss of her brother Gianni in the late 90s, Donatella's transformation became as much a part of her narrative as her iconic designs. One of the most noticeable changes was her nose, which became more refined and slender, likely the result of rhinoplasty. But that was only the beginning. Over time, her once smooth, youthful skin took on a glossy, almost wax-like quality, an effect commonly associated with multiple facelifts. The procedures stretched her skin, leaving it with a texture that seemed far from natural. Her lips, once soft and subtle, became dramatically plump, a hallmark of heavy lip fillers that kept the gossip mills turning. Her cheeks also appeared fuller and more sculpted, suggesting cheek fillers or implants, while her eyes took on a lifted, almost startled look, possibly the result of eyelid surgery. The cumulative effect was a transformation that became the subject of much discussion, and not always in a flattering light. Despite the mixed reactions, Donatella has continued to reign over the fashion world, maintaining her image of bold confidence. But as dramatic as her story is, wait until you hear about the next star's shocking transformation. Mickey Rourke, a fighter's journey through fame and transformation. Mickey Rourke, once the smoldering Hollywood heartthrob, stepped out of the spotlight and into the boxing ring, a move that left more than just his reputation battered. Severe facial injuries from his fighting career required numerous reconstructive surgeries, including 5 nose jobs and cheekbone repairs. But the results didn't bring back the chiseled good looks that made him a star. Instead, Mickey's face became swollen and round, with fuller cheekbones that lacked the balance of his heyday. The situation was made worse by the overuse of Botox and dermal fillers, which gave his forehead and lips a glossy, unnatural look. Fans were split. Some offered sympathy for the surgeries he had to endure, while others criticized his altered appearance. Mickey himself didn't shy away from the truth, admitting he had picked the wrong surgeon. Despite the physical transformation, Mickey's talent remained untouched. His powerful performance in The Wrestler was a triumphant reminder that his acting skills were just as sharp as ever, proving that while looks may change, true talent never fades. Mickey's story is a testament to resilience and a warning that even the toughest fighters sometimes take a hit they can't fully recover from. Janice Dickinson, the supermodel who faced beauty's price. Janice Dickinson, hailed as one of the world's first supermodels, captivated audiences with her natural beauty and undeniable charisma. But her journey into cosmetic surgery began in her 30s with a breast augmentation, a decision that would quickly snowball into a series of procedures. Over the years, Janice underwent multiple facelifts, liposuction, and extensive Botox treatments, leaving her skin unnaturally smooth and almost wax-like. These procedures erased many of the natural features that once defined her iconic beauty. Cheek implants added a more sculpted look to her face, but when paired with Botox and fillers, they stiffened her expression, robbing her of the warmth and vibrancy she was once known for. Despite facing widespread criticism, Janice has always maintained a bold and unapologetic attitude. She even appeared on Botched to fix a breast augmentation gone wrong from 3 decades prior, proving she wasn't afraid to confront her past decisions head-on. However, chasing perfection came at a high price, literally, By 2013, Janice's costly cosmetic procedures contributed to mounting debts, forcing her to file for bankruptcy. This marked a challenging chapter for the legendary supermodel, who now serves as a reminder of the steep costs, financial and emotional, of striving to defy time. Pixie Fox, famously dubbed the living cartoon, has taken plastic surgery to heights that even Hollywood's top special effects artists would find impressive. Since 2011, Pixie has undergone over 200 procedures in her quest to transform herself into a real-life Disney princess. But her journey isn't just about changing appearances. It's a story about pushing the boundaries of what people are willing to do to chase their dreams. Her transformation began with eye-catching enhancements, like boosting her bust size to an unbelievable 30J and tweaking features like her nose and ears. But the real jaw-dropper? Her trip to South Korea, where she underwent a procedure to reshape her jaw for a sharper, cartoonish look. It's the kind of commitment that's not for the faint-hearted, especially considering the risks involved. Pixie even ventured into controversial territory with an eye color-changing surgery, an operation considered so risky that it's unavailable in many parts of the world. While her dramatic transformations garnered her significant attention, they also came with serious health challenges, serving as a reminder of the toll extreme modifications can take. Recently, Pixie has expressed a desire to reverse some of these changes, aiming to embrace a more natural appearance. A twist no one saw coming. Pixie's journey is more than a story of surgeries. It's a conversation about beauty, self-expression, and the lengths people go to for identity and recognition. What's your take on her incredible transformation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Anastasia Pokreshchuk isn't just making headlines for her bold personality. She's taken the crown and the cheeks for holding the world record for the largest cheeks on the planet. Yes, you read that right. Her cheeks are now so big, they've entered the record books. For over 6 years, Anastasia has been on a cheek-plumping mission, spending thousands of dollars on Botox, fillers, and surgeries to achieve a look that most wouldn't even dream of. But for Anastasia, bigger cheeks are the pinnacle of beauty, and she's unapologetically proud of her transformation. While many might raise an eyebrow or two at her extreme appearance, Anastasia isn't fazed by criticism. She believes her unique look empowers her to break away from traditional beauty standards and fully embrace self-expression. For her, it's not about fitting in, it's about standing out, and she's not afraid to do it in the most eye-popping way possible. Of course, her journey hasn't been without controversy. Critics have questioned the health risks associated with her obsession, and some even suggest it might stem from body dysmorphia or deeper emotional issues. But Anastasia remains undeterred. To her, beauty is about individuality, not societal approval. Love it or hate it, there's no denying she's cheekily redefining the rules of beauty, one filler at a time. Wayne Newton, the timeless Mr. Las Vegas. At 82 years young, Wayne Newton continues to be a name that conjures up visions of neon lights and unforgettable tunes. Bursting onto the scene in the 1960s with his debut album, Newton didn't just sing his way into hearts. He secured his throne as Mr. Las Vegas and the Midnight Idol. His legendary performances in Sin City became the stuff of entertainment folklore, and while he doesn't hit the stage as often these days, classics like Danka Schoen and Daddy Don't You Walk So Fast still echo down the streets of nostalgia. Now, let's not forget Newton's knack for reinvention. According to Fabiosa, the icon has embarked on a wrinkle removal mission, proving that even legends aren't immune to the quest for eternal youth. Sure, his look might be a bit different, but his charisma and showmanship remain ageless. In 2020, he even flexed his acting chops in Stealing Chaplin, showing the world that Wayne Newton is far from slowing down. Whether belting out a tune or stealing the screen, he's still got that unmistakable sparkle. Caitlyn Jenner. At 74, Caitlyn Jenner's story remains one of the most compelling transformations in modern pop culture. Before embracing her true self, she was already a household name, as a reality TV star and, of course, an Olympic decathlon champion. But in 2015, Jenner took a leap that not only redefined her life, but also opened doors for conversations worldwide. Her transition, documented in the I Am Kate series, turned a deeply personal journey into a platform for awareness and acceptance. Today, Jenner is not just a symbol of courage, but a bona fide influencer with over 10.7 million Instagram followers. Her candidness about her experience as a trans woman has made her one of the most recognized faces in the world. Whether on the red carpet, advocating for the LGBTQ+ community, or sharing her life online, Caitlyn Jenner proves that authenticity and bravery never go out of style. Boy George. At 63, Boy George is as bold and captivating as ever, with a flair for reinvention that keeps fans coming back for more. In 2020, he made an unexpected yet triumphant return as a coach on The Voice, captivating audiences with his charm and wisdom. But that wasn't the only transformation that had everyone talking. George stunned fans after shedding over 65 pounds in 2019. According to the Daily Mail, he once tipped the scales at 236 pounds before overhauling his lifestyle with a healthier diet, ditching sugar and carbs like they were last season's fashion faux pas. The results? The boy has never looked more radiant or self-assured, proving that a little determination can go a long way. Whether it's turning heads with his timeless style, mentoring the next generation of music talent, or simply owning his truth, Boy George remains a beacon of individuality and inspiration. Clearly, his transformation wasn't just skin deep. It's a reminder that confidence is the ultimate accessory. Keely Shea Smith. At 61, Keely Shea Smith proves that beauty and confidence transcend all numbers. Since welcoming her two children in 1999 and 2001, Smith has embraced life with grace and remained a source of inspiration. Married to Pierce Brosnan since 2001, their enduring love story has captured hearts worldwide, showing that true partnership is built on mutual respect and support. Over the years, Smith has made headlines not only for her stunning red carpet appearances, but also for her personal journey toward wellness. According to Style Craze, she has shed an impressive 100 pounds, reclaiming her health and confidence while staying true to herself. Fans were mesmerized when she attended the 2020 Golden Globes with her husband and sons, radiating elegance and poise. Keely Shea Smith reminds us that self-love and authenticity are the ultimate measures of beauty. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Kelly Clarkson. At 42, Kelly Clarkson continues to reign as a powerhouse of talent and charm. Ever since her groundbreaking win on American Idol in the early 2000s, she's kept audiences captivated as a singer, songwriter, and now the beloved host of The Kelly Clarkson Show. Through every chapter of her life, Clarkson has remained refreshingly authentic, embracing motherhood and her personal evolution with grace and humor. During her 2 pregnancies, Clarkson admitted to facing challenges with weight gain, but true to form, she didn't let it define her. Inspired by the book The Plant Paradox, she revamped her diet and shed a significant amount of her baby weight, according to Twitter Buzz. These days, she's lighting up the screen on her talk show, proving that her inner glow only grows stronger with time. Kelly Clarkson isn't just more attractive with each episode, she's a testament to resilience, talent, and self-love. Macaulay Culkin. At 44, Macaulay Culkin's journey through Hollywood has been anything but ordinary. Best remembered for his unforgettable role as Kevin McAllister in the first two Home Alone movies, Culkin brought both hilarity and anxiety to audiences as he fended off bumbling burglars with his clever antics. His childhood fame skyrocketed with roles in Richie Rich, The Pagemaster, and My Girl. However, at the height of his stardom, Culkin made the bold decision to step away from acting in 1994. When he returned in 2000, fans were introduced to a different Culkin, one eager to explore creative avenues beyond child stardom. He made a splash on the London stage in Madame Melville and embraced his quirky side by forming the Pizza Underground, a comedy band that reimagined rock classics with a pizza-themed twist. More recently, Culkin proved his acting chops are still sharp as he took on a lead role in the 10th season of American Horror Story. From child star to rock band frontman to seasoned actor, Macaulay Culkin continues to defy expectations and carve out his own unique path. Donatella Versace. At 69, Donatella Versace remains a trailblazer in the fashion industry, embodying the bold spirit of the brand her late brother, Gianni Versace, made iconic. Despite the transfer of Versace's ownership to Capri Holdings, Donatella continues to serve as the chief creative officer, ensuring the label's legacy thrives under her visionary leadership. Her fearless approach to design has cemented her status as a fashion pioneer, and her influence shows no signs of fading. While her appearance has sparked discussion, with the Daily Mail attributing her changed look to Botox and fillers, Donatella has always been unapologetically herself. On social media, she connects with her 5.7 million Instagram followers, offering glimpses into her glamorous world and keeping her finger on the pulse of fashion trends. Donatella Versace proves that reinvention and resilience are the ultimate style statements, making her a living icon in every sense of the word. John Travolta remains one of Hollywood's most enduring stars, celebrated for his charisma and unforgettable roles. Early in his career, his long, flowing locks became as iconic as his performances in Welcome Back, Cotter, Grease, and Saturday Night Fever. But when he embraced a bald look in his early 60s, as noted by Men's Health, fans welcomed the transformation, proving his charm was never about the hair, it was always about the man. Travolta's resilience has been equally inspiring off-screen. Following the heartbreaking loss of his wife, Kelly Preston, in 2020, he navigated a difficult chapter in his life with grace and strength. Through it all, he has continued to capture hearts, whether through his acting, his dedication to family, or his ability to adapt and evolve over the decades. Nicole Kidman has come a long way from her early days starring in 1980s projects like 5 Mile Creek. While time has transformed her, one thing remains constant: her timeless beauty and ability to pull off just about any hairstyle with grace. Over the decades, Kidman has continued to shine, proving that age is just a number as she maintains her radiant appearance well into her early 60s. With a career spanning iconic roles in Moulin Rouge, Big Little Lies, and countless others, Kidman has shown she's not just a Hollywood legend but also a style icon. Whether it's her natural curls, sleek blonde locks, or daring red carpet looks, she's effortlessly redefined elegance at every stage of her life. Nicole's glow is a testament to her poise, talent, and enduring charm, a star who just gets better with time. At 60, Russell Crowe has embraced a dramatic transformation since his iconic days in Gladiator. Known for his chiseled physique as Maximus, Crowe has since taken on roles that required a different kind of physicality, like Roger Ailes in The Loudest Voice, where he donned a bodysuit, and Marshall Amons in Boy Erased. His fuller figure, combined with a beard, has left fans almost unable to recognize the Hollywood star. Naturally, fans wondered why the former gladiator swapped his six-pack for a more relaxed look. The answer came with the release of his 2020 film Unhinged, where his appearance fit the intense and gritty nature of his character. Crowe seems comfortable in his new skin, choosing roles that prioritize character depth over aesthetics. While his days as a sword-wielding hero may be behind him, Crowe continues to captivate audiences, proving that his talent, not his physique, is what makes him a Hollywood heavyweight. At 52, Carmen Electra seems to have defied time, maintaining a youthful appearance reminiscent of her days hosting Singled Out in the late 1990s and starring in Baywatch. Over the past 2 decades, she has evolved her style while remaining a relevant figure in the entertainment industry. In 2021, Electra appeared on The Wendy Williams Show, discussing her career and personal life. She has consistently stated that she hasn't undergone facial surgery, attributing her ageless look to her dedicated skincare routine. In November 2020, she launched her own skincare line, Go-Go Skincare, which features a 3-step system designed to promote healthy, glowing skin. The line is vegan, cruelty-free, and free from parabens and sulfates, reflecting her commitment to natural beauty solutions. Electra's enduring beauty and proactive approach to skincare have kept her in the public eye, demonstrating that with the right care, it's possible to maintain a youthful appearance naturally. At 60, Courtney Love remains a fascinating figure, once cementing her place in the 1990s grunge scene as the lead vocalist of Hole and the wife of Nirvana's Kurt Cobain. Her raw energy and unmistakable presence made her an icon of the era. However, after Cobain's tragic death, Love largely stepped back from the music industry, though she has recently begun making a resurgence. With a net worth of $100 million, according to the Daily Mail, Love has openly embraced anti-aging procedures, even acknowledging that she once had her nose altered. Despite this, her bold personality and unapologetic style continue to captivate her 1 million Instagram followers, who are reminded that Courtney's allure transcends time. Now venturing back into the public eye, Love proves that age is no barrier to reinvention. Whether through music or her candid online presence, she remains an enduring figure, showing the world that she'll always be stunning, inside and out, no matter how many years go by. At 72, Mickey Rourke is a name synonymous with transformation, both in career and appearance. While most recognize him as a Hollywood actor, many forget his past as a boxer, a sport he didn't officially leave until 1994. His time in the ring left him with numerous facial and body fractures, which, according to The Independent, initially led him to undergo plastic surgery. Over the years, those procedures have altered his once iconic appearance, making it difficult to recall the striking figure from films like Angel Heart. Despite his evolving look, Rourke's career has remained anything but stagnant. Known for his raw talent and unique intensity, he has continuously taken on roles that challenge him and keep him relevant in the industry. Whether on screen or in the boxing ring, Rourke's life has been a testament to resilience, proving that he's much more than just a pretty face, or, as he might say, a battle-worn one. At 90 years old, Tina Louise remains a cherished figure from television history as the last surviving cast member of Gilligan's Island, which first aired in 1964. Born in New York City in 1934, she brought Ginger Grant, the glamorous movie star, to life, leaving an indelible mark on classic TV. Naturally, time has brought changes, but Louise has aged gracefully, embodying elegance even decades later. With an acting career spanning over 50 years, Louise amassed an estimated fortune of $6 million. Such success has likely afforded her access to the finest skincare routines, contributing to her radiant aging. While the other cast members of Gilligan's Island may no longer be with us, Tina Louise continues to shine as a living piece of Hollywood's golden era. At 69, Janice Dickinson, often hailed as the world's first supermodel, remains a prominent figure in the fashion industry. Known for her candidness, she has openly discussed her multiple cosmetic surgeries, even appearing on the show Botched to address some of these procedures. Her willingness to share her experiences has kept her in the public eye, though her appearance has evolved over the decades. In 2016, Dickinson faced a breast cancer diagnosis but successfully overcame the illness, demonstrating her resilience. As of 2024, she continues to engage with the fashion world. While the Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency was a reality television series that aired from 2006 to 2008, there is no current information about a new show under the same name. However, Dickinson remains active in various media projects, reflecting her enduring passion for the industry. Her journey through personal and professional challenges showcases her strength and adaptability, solidifying her status as a lasting icon in fashion and entertainment. At 64, Val Kilmer remains a testament to resilience and talent. From his unforgettable roles in Top Gun as Iceman to his haunting portrayal of Jim Morrison in The Doors, Kilmer has showcased his acting brilliance since the mid-1980s. However, in 2015, his career and life took a challenging turn when he began a battle with throat cancer. After enduring 2 tracheotomies and years of chemotherapy, Kilmer emerged cancer-free, but with significantly impaired speech and eating abilities. Despite these challenges, Kilmer has shown remarkable determination. He reprised his iconic Iceman role in Top Gun: Maverick, creating an emotional moment that resonated with fans of the original film. In 2020, he also co-starred with his daughter, Mercedes Kilmer, in the movie Pay Dirt, proving his passion for acting remains unwavering. Val Kilmer's journey is a powerful story of perseverance, highlighting his ability to adapt and thrive even in the face of life-altering adversity. His legacy continues to inspire both his peers and audiences worldwide. Melanie Griffith, who first stepped into the spotlight in the 1970s, has more than solidified her status as a global icon. Now 67, the New York-born actress has had a storied career, from standout roles in films like Working Girl to becoming a red carpet staple. However, like many in Hollywood, she's faced challenges with cosmetic surgery, a journey she's been candid about. Griffith admitted she didn't realize things had gone too far until public reactions to her altered appearance became impossible to ignore. Determined to regain a more natural look, she sought out a new doctor to correct the results, as reported by USA Today. Her honesty about the experience has made her relatable to fans, proving that even stars aren't immune to the pressures of perfection. Despite the ups and downs, Griffith continues to exude grace and beauty. Her ability to adapt and embrace her natural self shines through, reminding everyone why she remains a beloved figure in Hollywood. At 90, Brigitte Bardot remains an enduring icon of beauty and talent. In the 1950s and 1960s, she captivated audiences worldwide with her performances in French classics like And God Created Woman and The Warrior's Rest. While Bardot retired from acting in the 1970s, her legacy has never faded, securing her place as one of Europe's most celebrated stars. Unlike many of her peers, Bardot has chosen to embrace the natural aging process, declining cosmetic enhancements, and instead gracefully accepting her years. Her timeless allure remains intact, showcasing a beauty that radiates from confidence and authenticity. Bardot still appears vibrant and healthy, a testament to her enduring spirit. In addition to her acting career, Bardot is a prolific writer, with works including her 2006 book, Initiales BB. Her life and choices reflect a woman who has stayed true to herself, leaving a legacy that inspires admiration across generations. Jackie Stallone, a true multifaceted legend, passed away in September 20th at 20 at the remarkable age of 98. Known for her vibrant personality and indomitable spirit, she left a lasting impression throughout her life, even in her later years. Stallone was candid about the impact of plastic surgery on her appearance, often poking fun at it, showcasing her ability to laugh at herself while embracing her unique style. Beyond her well-known status as Sylvester Stallone's mother, Jackie had a rich and varied career. In the 1980s, she made waves as part of Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, adding her flair to the groundbreaking show. Additionally, she authored several astrology books, carving out her niche as a prominent astrologer. Just before her passing, she contributed to the 2021 documentary Stallone, Frank, That Is, a tribute to her other son, Frank Stallone. Jackie Stallone's life was a testament to resilience, creativity, and humor. Her legacy continues to inspire, proving that a bold and unapologetic approach to life leaves an unforgettable mark. Leonardo DiCaprio, now 49, has been captivating audiences since his earliest days in the entertainment industry. His acting journey began in 1979 with an appearance on Romper Room, and he's been in the spotlight ever since. From his breakout role as the charming yet tragic Jack Dawson in Titanic to his recent portrayal of fading actor Rick Dalton in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, DiCaprio has consistently demonstrated his versatility and star power. Over the years, Leo has sported a variety of looks, evolving with his roles while maintaining his reputation as one of Hollywood's finest actors. Whether playing a rebellious heartthrob or a complex anti-hero, his performances have always left an impression, earning him legions of fans and critical acclaim. With decades of iconic roles behind him, DiCaprio continues to be a cinematic force, proving time and again why he remains one of the most respected and admired actors in the industry. Donatella Versace. What a transformation journey. This fashion powerhouse once embodied classic Italian elegance, especially in the late 90s after the tragic loss of her brother, Gianni Versace. But as the 2000s rolled around, fans couldn't help but notice that Donatella's iconic look was starting to change. And not in the subtle way she might have hoped. The first major change? Her nose. What was once a naturally broader feature became suspiciously more refined, hinting at rhinoplasty. And that was just the beginning. Her smooth, lively complexion soon took on a wax-like tightness, likely from multiple facelifts that left her skin looking permanently pulled. Then there were the lips. Oh, those lips. Once understated, they swelled into an exaggerated pout, thanks to fillers that had everyone talking. Not to be outdone, her cheeks appeared fuller and more sculpted, suggesting cheek fillers or implants that gave her face a striking, almost unrecognizable look. Even her eyes got the treatment, likely with a blepharoplasty to lift those lids and erase any trace of puffiness. In the end, Donatella's transformation became a topic of endless debate in Hollywood. But while her journey was all about keeping up appearances, wait until you hear about the next celebrity who went under the knife and ended up with a completely different kind of story. Carol Bryan's story is a cautionary tale that proves beauty shortcuts can take a sharp detour into disaster. This Florida native thought she was just getting a little touch-up when she opted for dermal fillers in 2009 at the age of 47. But instead of the youthful glow she hoped for, Carol found herself facing a nightmare. Thanks to a mix-up involving silicone and other fillers injected into her forehead and cheeks, her face began to swell like a balloon on the verge of popping. Within months, things got so out of hand that her forehead actually drooped over her eyes, making it nearly impossible for her to see without resorting to taping her skin back. Yes, seriously. The ordeal left her with a face that seemed to change shape daily as the fillers expanded and contracted in ways that defied all logic. Desperate to fix the damage, Carol tried corrective surgeries, but they only made things worse. After years of isolation and hiding from the world, she finally found a lifeline in Dr. Reza Jarrahi and Dr. Brian Boyd, who performed an intense 17-hour surgery to rebuild her forehead. While they managed to save her life, she tragically lost vision in one eye. Today, Carol's journey has transformed her into an advocate for safer cosmetic practices, warning others of the hidden risks lurking behind quick-fix procedures. Jocelyn Wildenstein, better known as Catwoman in the tabloids, might just hold the title for one of the most dramatic facial overhauls in history. Her cosmetic journey kicked off in the 1990s during her marriage to billionaire Alec Wildenstein. Inspired by her husband's love for exotic cats, Jocelyn took the idea of beauty to a whole new and very literal level. And when we say she went all out, we're talking millions spent on surgeries to achieve those feline features. The most iconic part of her transformation? Her eyes. After multiple blepharoplasty procedures, her eyes took on that permanent upward slant, giving her a constant, mysterious cat gaze. And let's not skip over those cheekbones. Thanks to implants and fillers, her face now sports angles that could probably cut through glass. Critics have called it extreme, but Jocelyn insists her look is all about embracing her unique Swiss heritage, not a result of going overboard with the scalpel. Today, at 84, Jocelyn is still living her best socialite life, completely unbothered by all the chatter. While her quest for feline beauty has made her a legend in the world of extreme makeovers, the next story is about a celebrity whose transformation was more of a cautionary tale than a fashion statement. Rajee Narinesingh's story is one of the wildest cautionary tales in the world of cosmetic procedures gone horribly wrong. Back in 2005, Rajee was looking to enhance her facial features on a budget, but instead of a beauty boost, she ended up with a nightmare. The so-called doctor she trusted gave her injections that were less medical grade and more hardware store special, a toxic mix of cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. The result? Her skin hardened into painful, lumpy masses that left her cheeks looking like a botched sculpture project. Rajee's cheeks, which she had hoped would look fuller and more contoured, became bumpy and misshapen, making her nearly unrecognizable. For years, she hid away from the public, feeling too ashamed to show her face. It wasn't until she bravely appeared on the show botched that skilled surgeons stepped in to repair some of the damage. Even then, doctors couldn't fully remove the substances without risking more harm, leaving some nodules still visible beneath her skin. Despite everything, Rajee turned her story into one of resilience. Today, she embraces her unique journey and speaks out to warn others about the dangers of black market procedures. While her tale is one of hard-earned recovery, the next celebrity on our list chose cosmetic surgery in a way that left everyone speechless, but for completely different reasons. So, ever wondered why celebrities get so secretive about plastic surgery? It's like an unspoken Hollywood rule: never admit to a little nip and tuck. But let's be real, the pressure to look flawless is intense. While some stars just wanted a quick fix, others went overboard, leaving fans asking, is that even the same person? Join us as we dive into shocking stories of once stunning celebs whose quest for perfection took a dramatic turn, straight into the realm of unrecognizable faces. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, wasn't just famous for his legendary music and dance moves. His ever-changing looks became a topic of fascination. It all began in the late 1970s with a broken nose after a dance mishap. That initial nose job? Just the beginning. Soon, one procedure led to another, with multiple rhinoplasties reshaping his nose over the years. As if that wasn't enough, by the 1980s, fans noticed his skin getting lighter, a change he later attributed to vitiligo, though rumors of skin bleaching ran rampant. Jackson's face became a canvas for surgeons, with cheek implants, chin enhancements, and even eye reshaping adding to his dramatic transformation. His jawline got sharper, his eyes more almond-shaped, leaving fans to wonder just how far he'd go. Experts speculate he might have had up to 100 surgeries, though the real number remains a mystery. But as the years went on, the procedures took their toll. Health complications followed, especially with his fragile nose, which reportedly became so delicate it needed extra support. Despite the risks, Michael's pursuit of an ideal image never wavered, whether driven by personal insecurities or the relentless gaze of the public. His transformation became as much a part of his legacy as his music, keeping the world captivated by his ever-evolving look. Neven Ciganović, the 54-year-old Croatian celebrity stylist and reality TV star, has become well known not just for his appearances on Croatian reality shows, but also for his dramatic cosmetic surgery journey. Neven's relentless pursuit of the perfect look led him to undergo multiple procedures. However, one surgery in particular took a shocking turn when he opted for a third nose job in Iran, drawn by the more affordable prices compared to European clinics. Unfortunately, this decision backfired in an unexpected way. Neven developed priapism, a rare condition causing a prolonged and painful erection due to an allergic reaction from the surgery. This medical emergency required immediate attention, as priapism can lead to lasting damage if not treated swiftly. Despite the alarming health scare and the risks involved, Neven remains undeterred in his quest for physical perfection. He has openly shared his plans to continue with further surgeries, convinced that achieving his ideal appearance will earn him the global fame he craves. Neven's story highlights the unpredictable dangers of chasing beauty, especially when driven by cost-saving decisions. It serves as a cautionary tale about the potential health risks associated with cosmetic surgery, reminding others that cheaper options can sometimes come at a far greater cost than anticipated. Hang Myoku, once a successful model and singer from South Korea, began her journey into cosmetic surgery at 28, hoping to achieve flawless skin. Her obsession led her to Japan, where she underwent multiple procedures. However, as her addiction grew, her face changed so drastically that even her family could hardly recognize her. Undeterred by doctors refusing further treatments, Hang returned to South Korea, determined to find someone who would continue her transformation. In her relentless pursuit, she found a surgeon who gave her silicone and syringes for self-injections. This turned out to be a disastrous decision, as her face soon became swollen, scarred, and severely disfigured. Her tragic transformation caught the public's attention, leading to widespread sympathy and media coverage. Hang's story reached millions when it was showcased on Korean television. Viewers, moved by her plight, donated funds for corrective surgeries. Although she underwent 10 procedures to remove the harmful substances, only a portion could be extracted, leaving her face permanently altered. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Cardi B, born Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar, skyrocketed to fame as an unapologetically bold rapper with chart toppers like Bodak Yellow. But even before her music career took off, Cardi was no stranger to the world of cosmetic enhancements. Back in her days as a stripper, feeling the pressure to enhance her curves, she went down a risky path, opting for illegal buttock injections. In a basement setting, she paid just $800 for implants filled mostly with biopolymer, a substance she now warns against due to its tendency to move around the body and cause severe health issues. The reality of these procedures was much darker than she initially knew. Cardi later revealed that the person who performed her injections had ties to a tragic incident where another woman died from a similar procedure. During an Instagram Live, she openly discussed her decision to have her implants removed in August, describing it as a grueling experience. Her message to fans? Do not compromise your health for beauty shortcuts. Despite her harrowing journey with biopolymer injections, Cardi isn't entirely against plastic surgery. She's been upfront about getting a nose job, driven by her own insecurities. For Cardi, it's all about doing what makes you happy, as long as it's done safely. Linda Evangelista, the iconic Canadian supermodel famed for her timeless beauty, faced an unexpected ordeal that changed her life drastically. In pursuit of a more refined look, she tried cool sculpting, a non-surgical fat reduction treatment, between 2015 and 2016. However, instead of the smooth results she desired, Linda encountered a rare side effect called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, PAH, where fat cells expand rather than shrink. The outcome was devastating. Instead of a slimmer appearance, the treated areas became swollen and hardened, leaving her body disfigured. This rare condition, which affects less than 1% of cool sculpting patients, shattered her self-esteem and made her unrecognizable, far from the supermodel who once graced countless magazine covers. Linda's confidence crumbled as she struggled to come to terms with the irreversible changes. The impact on her life was profound. Linda, once a fixture on runways and in editorials, found herself retreating into seclusion, burdened with shame and despair. Unable to reverse the damage through diet or exercise, she hid away from the limelight she once dominated. Jessica Alves, formerly known as Rodrigo Alves, is a Brazilian-British TV personality widely recognized for her dramatic transformation through cosmetic surgery. Born in São Paulo, Brazil, on July 30, 1983, Jessica always identified with her feminine side, despite being assigned male at birth. From a young age, she found ways to express her gender identity, often playing with dolls and exploring cross-dressing, long before she had the words to fully understand herself. Jessica's journey of transformation has been nothing short of extensive and expensive. By 2018, she had undergone over 103 cosmetic procedures, racking up a staggering bill of over $500,000. Her list of surgeries includes multiple nose jobs, to the point where she lost her sense of smell, along with countless other alterations aimed at aligning her appearance with her inner identity. For Jessica, these procedures were more than just about beauty. They were about becoming the person she always felt she was inside. However, her journey to self-acceptance was not without its challenges. The sheer number of surgeries came with complications, reflecting the intense pressure to meet both personal and societal standards of beauty. Lisa Rinna, the queen of Hollywood drama both on and off the screen, took a leap into the world of cosmetic enhancements that did not quite pan out as planned. Back in 1986, inspired by the movie Beaches, a young Lisa decided her lips needed a little extra oomph. She opted for permanent silicone fillers, and for a while it worked, giving her that signature pout everyone recognized. But fast forward a few years, and those fillers turned into her biggest regret. The silicone hardened, leaving her lips bumpy and swollen. In 2010, after nearly 25 years, she had Beverly Hills surgeon Dr. Garth Fisher remove about 30% of the scar tissue. Unfortunately, some damage was irreversible, leaving her lips permanently overplumped. But Lisa did not stop at her lips. She also tried facial fillers, Botox, and a breast augmentation in the late 90s. Over the years, her face became so smooth and stretched that even her biggest fans struggled to recognize her. After enduring a wave of criticism in 2024, Lisa took to social media, admitting that some fillers, like Skin Vive, were not doing her any favors, leading her to dissolve them. Joan Van Ark. The lengths some stars go to keep Father Time at bay. Best known for her role as Valine Ewing on Knots Landing, Joan started out as a TV darling in the 70s. But by the early 90s, she decided it was time to fight the aging game with a bit of help from the knife. First came a nose job in 1991, which did not exactly deliver the magic touch. Then, an eyelid lift that unfortunately gave her eyes a hollow, unnatural look. By the 2000s, Joan had gone all in with facelifts, Botox, and chemical peels, leaving her skin tight, shiny, and, well, more plastic than fantastic. The relentless tweaks led to some unfortunate changes. Her skin tone grew pale and waxy, especially around her mouth and cheeks, leaving fans wondering, what happened? By the time she appeared for Knots Landing's 40th anniversary in 2020, her once iconic face had morphed into something almost unrecognizable. Critics could not help but point out her wax-like, distorted features. In the end, her quest for eternal youth overshadowed her acting legacy, turning her into a cautionary tale of what happens when the scalpel becomes your BFF. But trust me, the next story is even more jaw-dropping. Wait until you hear about the royal who took a similar plunge. The Duchess of Alba, a woman who had more titles than a royal banquet has courses, learned the hard way that no amount of riches can buy back a natural face. Maria del Rosario Cayetana, Fitzjames Stuart y Silva, the 18th Duchess of Alba, was living large with over 40 aristocratic titles to her name. But by the 1980s, her obsession with looking young sent her straight into the arms of plastic surgeons. What started as a few tweaks here and there, nose jobs, facelifts, lip fillers, and Botox, quickly turned into a cosmetic spiral that even her vast fortune could not fix. Adding to her troubles, the Duchess had Melkerson-Rosenthal syndrome, which caused facial swelling. Unfortunately, her attempts to mask it with surgery only made matters worse. By the time she was 85 and marrying a man 24 years younger, her once distinctive features had transformed into something almost unrecognizable. The tight, stretched skin and uneven contours left the public and the media gasping. Michaela Romanini. Now there's a cautionary tale, if ever there was one. Picture this. An Italian socialite with the allure of a young Paris Hilton living the high life in the late 90s. But then, in her quest for eternal youth, things took a sharp left turn. It all started innocently enough with a little lip collagen and a dab of Botox to smooth out those early signs of aging. But what began as a touch-up quickly spiraled into a full-blown addiction. Before long, her lip fillers had her rocking a permanently balloon-like pout that seemed to take over her entire face. The Botox injections left her skin so tight and frozen, it was like her face was stuck in permanent surprise mode. Multiple facelifts only added to the chaos, transforming her once glamorous look into something almost unrecognizable. Ironically, all those surgeries left her looking far older than her actual years. Sadly, what started as a quest for youth ended with public mockery, as her once elegant features morphed into a caricature of her former self. LaToya Jackson. Now here's a celebrity transformation that had everyone doing a double take. Back in the 80s, LaToya carved out her own spot in the music world with hits like Heart Don't Lie. But let's face it, she was never quite on Michael's level. Then came the late 80s, and LaToya decided to dabble in the world of plastic surgery. What started with a nose job, eerily reminiscent of her famous brothers, quickly became an obsession. By the early 90s, her nose had been sculpted so thin it looked like it could snap in a stiff breeze. But she didn't stop there. Over the years, she added facelifts, cheek implants, chin augmentations, and enough fillers and Botox to rival a wax figure. The result? Her once soft, natural features were replaced with a sharp, angular look, making her skin tight and shiny. By the early 2000s, fans were in shock, especially after her eyelid surgery left her eyes stretched wide in permanent surprise. And let's not forget that Joker-like smile and overly prominent cheekbones, leaving her nearly unrecognizable and drawing inevitable comparisons to Michael's own surgical journey. Dolly Parton once quipped that her dream was to look like a cartoon, but she didn't let on just how committed she'd be to that goal. The beloved country music icon, known for her chart-topping hits and larger-than-life persona, has been in the spotlight for over 5 decades, selling more than 100 million albums and racking up countless awards. But let's be real. Dolly's dedication to staying youthful might rival her love of rhinestones. Starting in the 1980s, Dolly turned to cosmetic surgery, beginning with a nose job that transformed her nose into a dainty button shape. Not stopping there, she opted for a brow lift and multiple eyelid surgeries to tighten things up around her eyes, though it might have tightened up some of her natural expressions, too. She didn't stop with just a little nip and tuck. She went for chin augmentation to slim down her jawline, aiming for that perfectly sculpted look. Fast forward to her mid-60s, and Dolly's face had seen more touch-ups than a classic car restoration. Facelifts, Botox, and skin treatments kept her looking as wrinkle-free as a porcelain doll. Sure, the procedures worked wonders in keeping her youthful glow, but fans couldn't help but notice that her skin was starting to look more plastic than person. Even Dolly herself has confessed to overdoing it, admitting to some unfortunate mishaps like swelling and bruises. Goldie Hawn, the beloved star who's graced Hollywood for over 5 decades, has undergone quite the facial transformation, and it hasn't exactly been for the better. Around 2014, after showing up at the Oscars, fans and experts couldn't help but notice that her face had taken a dramatic turn. It looks like she began with Botox and fillers meant to smooth out wrinkles. But instead, her cheeks and under-eye area took on a puffy, swollen look that distorted her natural beauty. By the time she hit the spotlight again in 2017 for Snatched, her skin appeared unnaturally tight, suggesting several facelifts that went a little too far, especially around her jawline. The most drastic changes, however, were around her eyes and nose. Eyelid surgery likely left her with a surprised expression, while excessive Botox erased those charming creases that once lit up her gaze. And then, there's her nose. Experts believe rhinoplasty gave it a much thinner, more refined tip that feels jarringly different from her original look. While these procedures may have been attempts to turn back the clock, they ended up stripping away some of her signature warmth and expressiveness, leaving her smile looking more stiff than joyful. Imagine waking up one day to realize that the very procedures meant to keep you looking young had completely transformed the face that made you famous. That's exactly what happened to Melanie Griffith. Known for her iconic roles in Working Girl and Body Double, Griffith was celebrated for her natural beauty and effortless charm. But as the 1980s and 1990s came to a close, the pressures of staying youthful in Hollywood led her down a slippery slope of cosmetic tweaks. In the late 90s and early 2000s, she started experimenting with Botox, lip fillers, and facelifts. At first, the results seemed promising, but soon enough, the procedures took a noticeable toll. Her lips became overly plump, her skin stretched too tight, and her expressions turned stiff, leaving fans longing for the warm, expressive face they once adored. The public wasn't shy about voicing their shock, with critics and fans alike lamenting the drastic changes. By 2017, even Griffith admitted she didn't realize how much she had altered her appearance until friends started pointing it out. Trying to reverse some of the damage, she had fillers dissolved, but the irreversible effects had already impacted her career. Her natural beauty, once her greatest asset, was lost to the pressures of Hollywood's relentless beauty standards. Daryl Hannah tried to hit the brakes on aging, but let's just say the results didn't exactly go as planned. The iconic star of Blade Runner and Splash captivated audiences in the 1980s and 1990s with her natural beauty and unique screen presence. But as time marched on, Hollywood's relentless pressure to stay young led her down the rabbit hole of cosmetic enhancements that would forever alter her once famous face. It all started in the early 2000s when she reportedly underwent eyelid surgery to tighten the drooping skin around her eyes. Instead of getting that refreshed look, she ended up with an unnaturally surprised expression that left fans scratching their heads. But she didn't stop there. Botox, lip fillers, and facelifts soon followed. The result? Her face grew stiff and swollen, especially around her cheeks and lips, which appeared oddly over-plumped. Gone was the smooth, natural contour that made her a Hollywood darling, replaced with a more artificial, frozen look. By her 60s, Daryl's face had become almost unrecognizable, overshadowing her incredible acting career. The lack of natural expression made it tough for her to shine on screen, contributing to fewer film roles and pushing her to focus more on her environmental activism. Brigitte Nielsen's journey through the world of cosmetic surgery is one for the books, and not exactly in a fairy tale way. The statuesque Danish actress, who dazzled audiences in the 1980s with roles in Red Sonja and Rocky IV, decided to take the plunge into plastic surgery as she aged. Determined to hold on to her youthful glow, Nielsen's transformation became so extreme, it even got its own reality TV moment in the show From Old to New at the age of 44. During the show, she underwent a full cosmetic overhaul, a facelift, eyelid surgery, Botox, lip fillers, and even liposuction. But rather than rejuvenating her look, the facelift pulled her skin so tight it left her with a distinctly plastic vibe. Her once expressive eyes became narrower after eyelid surgery, robbing her of the wide-eyed allure that had once been her trademark. Even Brigitte admits she's a fan of regular Botox, but while she's happy with her appearance at 61, it's hard to ignore how these procedures have turned her natural beauty into something far more manufactured. Sure, the surgeries might have smoothed out wrinkles, but they also wiped away some of that unique charm that set her apart in her heyday. Suzanne Somers, the cherished star of Three's Company, once captivated America with her charm as the bubbly Chrissy Snow. While she initially credited her ageless appearance to a regimen of hormones and supplements, it soon became evident that she'd turned to cosmetic enhancements to maintain her youthful glow. Experts speculate that Suzanne underwent multiple facelifts, leaving her jawline unnaturally taut and her once expressive face appearing frozen, likely due to Botox and fillers. She even admitted that some fillers shifted over time, leading to results she wasn't entirely pleased with, while her fuller lips sparked rumors of injections. Despite her efforts to hold back time, Suzanne's appearance became a topic of speculation among fans who noticed her changing look over the years. The beloved actress's pursuit of beauty seemed to overshadow her natural charm, especially as her facial features grew more unrecognizable. However, behind the headlines was a woman facing a far more serious challenge. In 2023, after years of battling breast cancer, the disease tragically returned, ultimately claiming her life on October 15th, just a day before her 77th birthday. Think you know Caitlyn Jenner's story? Well, the truth behind her extreme surgeries dives deeper than you might expect. Following her highly publicized gender transition, Caitlyn underwent a dramatic transformation, starting with a 10-hour facial feminization surgery in 2015. This procedure included a brow lift, jawline contouring, rhinoplasty, and cheek implants, all aimed at softening her features. The result? A more feminine appearance with a sleek jawline and refined nose. But Caitlyn didn't stop there. Over the years, she continued with additional tweaks, like more rhinoplasty to perfect her nose and fillers to plump up her lips. Experts believe she also opted for fat injections in her cheeks to achieve a youthful fullness. And of course, there was Botox, smoothing her forehead and lifting her brows, leaving her with skin that seemed almost wrinkle-free. While some admired her bold new look, others couldn't help but notice her face appeared unnaturally tight, especially around the eyes, giving her an almost frozen expression at times. Caitlyn's ever-evolving appearance kept her in the headlines, sparking debates over beauty standards and the pressures of perfection. Can a few tweaks really rewind the years, or do they end up creating a whole new face? Barry Manilow's journey might just hold the answer. The music legend behind hits like Mandy and Copacabana has enjoyed a dazzling career for over 5 decades. But as time marched on, so did his appearance, sparking endless speculation over the changes to his face. It all reportedly began with a facelift in 1995, as Barry tried to stay youthful for a new generation of fans. Unfortunately, the results weren't flawless, leading to a series of revisions over the years. By 2006, Botox became part of Barry's beauty routine, helping him maintain that smooth, wrinkle-free look. But with repeated treatments, his face began to take on a stiffer, almost frozen quality, especially around his forehead and eyes. Then, in 2013, he's rumored to have had eyelid surgery to tighten sagging skin and keep those famous eyes wide and youthful. And let's not forget the nose job rumors. Officially, Barry claimed it was to repair a broken nose after an accident, but many experts suspect it was an elective procedure to refine his profile. Jackie Stallone, mother of Hollywood star Sylvester Stallone, was a larger-than-life personality best known for her passion for astrology and fitness. But in her later years, she became more famous, or rather, infamous, for her dramatic cosmetic surgeries. Jackie was always candid about her ventures into the world of plastic surgery, hoping to keep the wrinkles at bay and hold on to her youth. Unfortunately, the results weren't quite what she'd envisioned. Over the years, her face underwent such drastic changes that it became a hot topic of fascination and critique. Even Jackie herself, with her trademark humor, admitted that things had gone awry, once joking that she looked like a chipmunk trying to stash a mouthful of walnuts. Yet, despite the less than favorable results, Jackie's spirit never dimmed. Well into her 90s, she remained as active as ever, continuing to dance, exercise, and follow her passion for astrology. Her resilience was undeniable, even as she faced heartbreaking personal losses, including the deaths of her daughter Toni and grandson Sage. Jackie Stallone was proof that while the surgeries may have altered her face, they never touched her vibrant spirit.
Thank you for watching my video. There are many other interesting things in the next videos. Please look forward to it. Thank you and goodbye.
Welcome to our channel. We reveal the shocking dark side of Hollywood's beauty obsession. Imagine having those iconic looks that millions adore, only to watch them fade away after going under the knife one too many times. From subtle procedures that spiraled out of control to complete facial overhauls, these once gorgeous stars are now nearly unrecognizable. Get ready as we dive into the cautionary tales of famous celebrities whose pursuit of perfection turned into a nightmare. Donatella Versace. What a transformation journey. This fashion powerhouse once embodied classic Italian elegance, especially in the late 90s after the tragic loss of her brother, Gianni Versace. But as the 2000s rolled around, fans couldn't help but notice that Donatella's iconic look was starting to change. And not in the subtle way she might have hoped. The first major change? Her nose. What was once a naturally broader feature became suspiciously more refined, hinting at rhinoplasty. And that was just the beginning. Her smooth, lively complexion soon took on a wax-like tightness, likely from multiple facelifts that left her skin looking permanently pulled. Then there were the lips. Oh, those lips. Once understated, they swelled into an exaggerated pout, thanks to fillers that had everyone talking. Not to be outdone, her cheeks appeared fuller and more sculpted, suggesting cheek fillers or implants that gave her face a striking, almost unrecognizable look. Even her eyes got the treatment, likely with a blepharoplasty to lift those lids and erase any trace of puffiness. In the end, Donatella's transformation became a topic of endless debate in Hollywood. But while her journey was all about keeping up appearances,